Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram on the cricket show, Cricket Happenings, with you. Just as far as today's cricket show is concerned, it's the second one day, second T20 match which has ended between West Indies and India. And West Indies have taken a 2-0 lead in the T20 series. With West Indies winning the second T20 at the Providence Stadium, Guyana, by 2 wickets. So definitely well done, West Indies. And the other side, right now in the host country, I would say, because I'm doing this cricket happenings from this host country, Canada, and we have the global T20 final, which is right now happening at the TD ground at Brampton. The finals between Surrey Jaguars, who are taking on the Montreal Tigers. The Surrey Jaguars made 130 for 5 of their 20 overs, and Montreal Tigers chasing 130 for 5, currently placed at 78 for 4 in 15 overs. So that means the Montreal Tigers, who were champions in the year 2019, I reckon, would require another 53 runs in 30 balls. The game absolutely on. Sherfane Rutherford, as you would remember, was the hero in the last match when he actually got the Montreal Tigers into the finals with 3 sixes on the trot. It was, I don't remember the opposition, but Sherfane Rutherford was the one who pushed the Montreal Tigers into the finals. And today, as I said, as long as as long as this bloke Sherfane Rutherford is still there at the crease, I don't think there's nothing to worry. I mean, 53 runs in 30 balls is not something that is going to be daunting at all. Well, meanwhile, I will first have a look at the India versus. I think by the time I end this cricket happening show, we should have a outcome in the finals. We would know who are the winners of the global T20 title in Canada and Brampton in the finals. But in the meanwhile, let's talk about the second T20 match which India lost at the Providence Stadium, Guyana, today against the West Indies. So again, this pitch was a bit too paced. The pitch was slow. Runs were hard to come by, especially when India were batting first. Hardik Pandya was the one who had the luck with the toss, and he decided to bat first. They made just one change today. They brought Bisnoy into the equation. There was no Kuldeep Yadav, but one was really wondering as to why Yashasvi Jaiswal did not get a space. I mean, I was really looking forward to Yashasvi Jaiswal being accommodated, but they instead decided to go with a bowler. They strengthened the bowling lineup, one could call. If you look at the card there, it was not a good beginning. Alzari Joseph claimed Shubman Gill pretty early in the piece, taken at deep third man. As I said, it was all about the ball really not coming onto the bat. But that was a leading edge from Shubman Gill. He was gone for 7, and then a brilliant run out from Mayers. Now Mayers, as you remember in the first T20, also effected a wonderful run out to change the fortunes of the game. And here Mayers was on it right away in a flash. He picked up the ball, and again, this has become a sort of a real sort of a picture, one could call, because Kyle Mayers has been doing it with a remarkable consistency. I mean, when I see the way Mayers has been hitting the ball, absolutely arrow straight, I can only think about one Australian player who used to do it in the past, and there's none other than the former Australian captain Alan Border, who used to hit it absolutely, aim it and remove the stumps. And that's what Mayers has been doing. So he has been hitting the stumps with point precision, one could call, and that was pretty good to say. And that ended the stay of Suryakumar. Very brief stay, unfortunately. He was run out for 1, and that was a big blow for India. The other Nishan Kishan was continuing to play his strokes with gay abandon, one could call. He contributed 27 of 23, which included 2 fours and 2 sixes before being castled by Shepherd. But the man who really, definitely put up a stand with Ishan Kishan to build up the momentum, and this was done by Tilak Verma. India were in a real bad trouble at 18 for 2. And it was really tough going. But Tilak Verma, as you know, he already showed it us in the first T20 as to what he's made of. And I already told you, dear fans and subscribers, that this bloke, this exciting talent of Tilak Varma has arrived for India. And I was absolutely right in that, because he actually converted that today into his maiden T20 50, and what a knock that was! He was the once more. I mean, if you go into the statistics, if you look at the first T20, we saw that Tilak Varma was the highest scorer, and here comes Tilak Varma being the highest scorer in the second T20 as well, which India has lost. He got his maiden T20 50, 51 of 41, which included 5 fours and 1 6. Again, Sanju Samson failed, came down the wicket to Akil Hussain. Akil Hussain has been bowling superbly, and that was the end of Samson. Samson was trying to make room for himself to play the stroke, but he was stumped by Nicholas Puran. He was gone for 7, and then Hardik Pandya was there with Akshar Patel. Hardik Pandya contributing 24, being clean bowled by Joseph, 24 of 18. Akshar Patel, 14. Ravi Bishnoi was not out on 8, and Dasdeep Singh not out on 6, pushed the total to 152 for 7 of the 20 overs. Again, as Hardik Pandya rightly pointed out in the post-match post-match presentation, that was not really enough, and that it definitely proved it to be. Obaid McCoy, 4 was none for 25. Akil Hussain has been doing a good job, 2 for 29. Alzari Joseph was really was good today compared to the way he bowled in the last match, 4 overs to 28, so that's refreshing. Jason Holder continued his good work, 4 overs none for 29. Ramario Shepherd, as he has been doing well in this particular, bit costly, but nevertheless picked up 2 wickets for 28. And Kyle Mayers, that brilliant throw of his to run out Surya Kumar really helped, 1 over none for 12. West Indies, by chasing 153, were really set back pretty early in the innings. Brandon King trying to flay a ball from Pandya through the offside. Surya Kumar Yadav taking a brilliant catch in that area. So that was the first wicket. It was a real stunner, as one could call it, because he was trying to cream the cover drive, and beautifully intercepted by Sky, and that was the end of it. And then and the next wicket to go was Johnson Charles. He was also a victim of the bowling of Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya making a good decision of getting the first over. As you know, the ball was not coming out of the pitch. There were some balls that were gripping as well. And Hardik picked up 2 wickets in the opening over itself, as Charles was going for the drive, and he was taken by the away movement as the ball, this time again, Surya Kumar Yadav got into the picture, and he was the one who took the gap. It was a much easier catch than before, but he was gone. Kyle Mayers, combined with Nicholas Puran, Kyle Mayers lasted only as far as 15 runs was concerned, of just 7 deliveries. Very quick fire, 15 of 7, 2 fours and 1 6. But Arshdeep Singh trapped him LBW for 8-15. And that time the West Indies were really set back by these wickets, and they were 32 for 3 in 3.4 overs. But Nicholas Puran, who has been looked in supreme touch, especially after getting the title for the New Yorkers in the US T20 League, and he has been looking in supreme touch, and anything in his arc, it is going to disappear. And Nicholas Puran was doing that with absolute certainty, and it was the Indian bowlers who were exactly against the firing line of the Indian bowlers. I mean, the Indian bowlers were in the real firing line there, and Puran absolutely smashed it. At the other end, he got company from initially he got company from I think it was Roman Powell, the captain, and this partnership was really building. It was a 50-run partnership. They took the score from 32, and that was the time Nicholas Puran was really in his element. And what a knock from Nicholas Puran! But there was a bit of there was a bit of a sort of a real dawdle, one could call, because what happened was with 37 runs to get of just 27 balls, as that Nicholas Puran had done all the hard work. He was hitting the ball, anything in his arc was disappearing, and it was the Indian bowlers who were actually suffering at the hands of Nicholas Puran. What a smashing knock from Nicholas Puran, 67 of 40 deliveries, 6 fours and 4 sixes, and 37 to win of 27 balls. And Yuzvendra Chahal comes in and picks up 2 wickets pretty quickly in that area over, and that was well done by Yuzvendra Chahal as well, as he picked up some vital wickets, Shimron Hetmyer, and suddenly things started changing. The ball started swinging India's way as wickets started falling, and the score when Jason Holder left the scene, the score at 128 for 7 in 15.4 overs. But hope was still there because it was still hope was there for them. But then. But definitely India got into the match with those wickets, I would say, because Roman Powell was out for 21, Hetmyer was out for 22. Hetmyer was looking good as well. Roman Powell looked good in his brief knock of 21. Jason Holder was out for a duck, and then it was left to the I would say the tail end, but still they have the ability to bat. Both Akil Hussain and Alzari Joseph. Akil Hussain has hit 98 against England. Let us remember that. And Alzari Joseph has some good runs against New Zealand as well. So Akil Hussain and Alzari Joseph kept their cool, and definitely they didn't have much issues at all. And finally, it was the West Indians actually going and winning the second T20, taking a 2-0 lead in the series. Akil Hussain was not out on 16 of 10 deliveries, 2 fours. He was the one who hit the winning run as the ball screeched through to the boundary. Alzari Joseph was not out on 10 of 8 deliveries, 1-6. Game over, and the West Indians won the game. As I said, they've taken a 2-0 lead in the series. Well done, West Indies. And yes, we know that India are not playing a full-strength side, but again, the talent that India possesses, one would expect. The bowling, Hardik Pandya, well, he did his job well. 4 overs, 35. Azdeep Singh, 4 overs, 1 for 34. Mukesh Kumar, 3.5 was no 1 for 35. Got his maiden a T20 wicket, so that was a good job. So he gets his maiden wicket in all the stuff, all the 3 formats now. Ravi Bishnoi, 4 overs, 1 for 31. Ravi Bishnoi, I thought he was more predictable. I mean, looks to be a more predictable bowler as a leg spinner, because I think googly is something that you have to probably bowl 1 or 2, maybe 2 googlies in an over. But this bloke, Ravi Bishnoi, what I observed is that he's bowling a lot of googlies, and that makes him pretty predictable, according to me. But nevertheless, he still, I wouldn't say he was very bad, but 4 overs, none for 31 was his bowling figures. And Yuzvendra Chahal did a good job and does not know why he didn't bowl the final over. And also, there was one question mark as well. And I was wondering whether Akshar Patel had some injuries. What was the real problem? One wouldn't know. Because Akshar Patel was not given a trundle at all. So that really came as a big surprise for me, probably. And I was also surprised that no questions were asked in the post-match post-match presentation by Samuel Badri to Hardik Pandya. I was just waiting for the question to be asked, but one never saw that question coming, unfortunately. But in the meanwhile, well done, West Indies. So a 2-0 lead in the T20 series. So the third T20, which is coming up, will be a must-win for India in the particular series. Just going away from here, I'm taking you down live to the T20 Global finals here in Brampton in the TD grounds in the Global T20 Canada tournament. We are into the finals. Surrey Jaguars are pitted against Montreal Tigers. Surrey Jaguars finished up at 130 for 5. Montreal Tigers currently have just reached the 100 mark as I'm speaking to you in the 18th over. One more ball to come in the 18th over, but really it looks like a real tight finish here. Because Montreal Tigers definitely have the wickets in hand, where 31 runs still required in 13 deliveries. An absolute possibility. The danger man there in the center is Sherfane Rutherford, who's not out on 23 of 22. No sixes today, 3 boundaries in that. Dipender Singh Airi of Nepal is giving him good company, 16 of 17 with 1 boundary. So definitely game on. I'm keeping a tab for you on my cricket show here, trying to see how I can actually go through the conclusion of this T20 title. And let's see what really comes up. So I can probably give you some live cricket commentary here as the 18th over comes to an end at the TD ground here in Brampton in the Global T20 Canada final, which is happening. It's the Surrey, as I said, Surrey Jaguars and Montreal Tigers. I'm just going to give you a synopsis here of the Surrey Jaguars score line, the scorecard here. The Surrey Jaguars, Mohammad Harris made 23 of 22, 2 4s, 1 6. Jatinder Singh, the Oman batsman, has really made a great impression in the finals. He's the one who has really held the innings for Surrey Jaguars and has really given them not a platform one could call, but at least one decent score to chase, a decent score to defend, one could call. 130 for 5. Jatinder Singh is not out on 56 or 57 deliveries, which included 3 boundaries. So definitely it has been a nice knock from Jatinder, who has really held up the innings for Surrey Jaguars. Liton Das was out for just 12 runs of 13 deliveries. Iftikhar Ahmed, the captain of the Surrey Jaguars team, made only 8 of 9 balls with 1 4. Ayan Khan made a good contribution in the death overs, 26 of 15 with 2 6s. Matthew Ford was out for 1, and 130 for 5 was the score line or the scorecard of the Surrey Jaguars. Kaleem Sana, 4 overs, none for 20 with his pace bowling. Carlos Brathwaite, 1 for 33, was a bit surprising at that being experienced. Abbas Afridi, who picked up a 5-wicket bag in the last match, did not get real going with the ball. 4 overs, 1 for 31 for him. Andre Russell, 4 overs, 1 for 24, and Ayan Afzal Khan, 2 for 21. Montreal Tigers, right now, Montreal Tigers are the ones who are chasing this target. And as I'm talking to you, there is something happening here at the Brampton cricket ground. Dipendra Singh Ari has retired out for 16 of 17 balls. So I'm just going to tell you exactly as to what's going on there. Let's have a listen here or a look here as Safin Rutherford and he has retired out. So as you know, nowadays we have last time, as you know, in the IPL they introduced this sort of getting retired, being retired, and you can actually send a substitute player. I think that's the right way to go for Montreal Tigers, because you need someone to force the pace. Because you don't have much time. There's only 25 runs to get in 12 balls. Rutherford is still there, but you've got the other player, and the bowling is looking sharp. Spencer Johnson has been doing a good job, and as we have seen in this, the Aussie bloke has been doing a fantastic job with the ball. He still has one more over in his bag, and that's going to be interesting. Just have a look at the Montreal Tigers scorecard today. Mohammad Wasim of United Arab Emirates batsman was out for naught. Chris Lane was the highest scorer with 31 of 35, 3 4s and 1 6 to him. He was bowled by his opposite number, the captain of Iftikhar Ahmed for 31. Srimanta Vijayaratne was LBW by Ayan Khan has looked impressive with his bowling, no doubt about it. Dilpreet Singh made 14. Rutherford is gone. I think Andre Russell is walking in. He's really walking in amidst a real, I would say, he's really, he's a big crowd puller. Andre Russell is just walking in. The crowd, there's a real huge crowd here at the TD grounds here in Brampton for this finals. Very good to see. And why not with the finals of the Global T20 League in Canada. Spencer Johnson, as I said, is bowled superbly. 3 overs, no in 1 for 19. Matthew Ford was a bit costly today. 4 overs, none for 34. Ayan Khan, as I said, has been pretty impressive with this left-arm spin. 3 overs, 1 for 12. Amar Khalid bowled 1 over for 11. Sandeep Lamichhane, 3 overs, none for 20. The Nepali leg spinner. Iftikhar Ahmed, 4 overs, 2 for 8, has done an excellent job. As a captain, he has done an absolutely excellent job. I mean, to bowl 4 overs, just give away 8 runs and pick up 2 wickets is really, really remarkable, according to me. And let's see what's in store. So now I'm going to take you live. I'm going to give you some live cricket commentary here from my studios here in Canada. And I'm going to give you some real live commentary here. And we are looking at 18 overs gone by. And the first ball, Andre Russell has just entered the scene after Dipendra Irie is being run out. Yes, dear fans, maybe this cricket show is going to go probably till such time this particular match is going to get over. I know this YouTube video is going to be a pretty long video today, but just put up with me today as I want to take you to the conclusion of the Global T20 Canada tournament here. And as I'm talking to you, it's Spencer Johnson's first ball was thrashed by Andre Russell for a boundary, and his second delivery, it's Johnson bowling to Russell, and Russell gets a single. So 5 runs on now. So in 2 balls, 5 runs, and the equation is right now 20 runs in 10 balls. I can I can very very blindly tell you right now with these two real. I mean, one of the current T20, one of the biggest hitters, one of the hardest hitters in the cricketing world, Andre Russell at the crease. At the other end, Sherfin Rutherford, who has already seen his prowess the other day when he took Montreal Tigers to the final with 3 sixes on the trot. And this bloke, and I can absolutely tell you right away that I think Montreal Tigers probably are going to get their second global T20 Canada title. They last picked up this title in the year 2019. And I wouldn't be surprised if Montreal Tigers took this global T20 Canada title. And if at all I am proved wrong here, because I'm just telling through these two blokes who are in the middle right now, because these two blokes can really hit the leather of the ball. And as I'm talking to you, Sherfin Rutherford has put Johnson into the crowd for a six, and that's what I was telling about. That these two are big hitters of a cricket ball, and the ball sails over the fence as Montreal Tigers score moves on to 117 for 5. And now the equation is coming to the Montreal Tigers needing 14 runs in the last 8 balls for a victory. And Sherfin Rutherford has moved his score to 35 of 25 balls. He has 2 sixes and 3 boundaries in that. Andre Russell is batting on 5 of 2 deliveries with 1 boundary. As we see Spencer Johnson, left arm coming and bowling to Sherfin Rutherford. And Sherfin Rutherford, there is a dot ball in the book, as there is no run for this delivery bowled by Spencer Johnson. So we are looking at another 8 balls to come in this 7 balls, in fact, as we see Spencer Johnson bowling to Rutherford. Rutherford gets a single. The score moves on to 118 for 5. So the equation now stands at 13 runs required in the last 7 deliveries that is going to be hurled at the Montreal Tigers batsmen Rutherford and Russell. And 13 runs, yes, I'm definitely putting my money here on Montreal Tigers. There's no doubt about it. As we are waiting here, as the field settles, there's a bit of a slight field adjustment going on as Spencer Johnson is walking back on the top of his bowling run-up, vigorously, rubbing the ball on his trousers, and he's just going to have a trundle. And yes, in comes Spencer Johnson bowling to Sherfin Rutherford, and Sherfin Rutherford manages to get a single. He squeezes out a single here as the score moves on to 118 for 5, and Sherfin Rutherford has moved on to 36. And that's the end of the 19th over in the T20 final played at the TD grounds here in Brampton in the global T20 Canada finals. And definitely Montreal Tigers, to me, looking absolute favorites with the last over to be bowled. It will be interesting to see who is going to be given the ball. Surrey Jaguars and Tigers need 13 runs in 6 balls. And as I said, if they win this particular title, this will be their second Canada Global T20 title, as they won it in the year 2019. In the meanwhile, let's have a look at who could be the bowler. Well, Ayan Khan has been doing a good job. 3 overs, 1 for 12. Will he be given the ball? Amar Khalid was pretty expensive, 1 over 11, so I don't expect him to be given. Sandeep Lamichhane could be one of the choices. So probably Sigar Ahmed has to really juggle between seeing as to who should he be handling the ball. Will Ayan Khan bowl, or is it going to be Sandeep Lamichhane? That is going to be the question now. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets the ball. In my opinion, I might probably, it is very difficult to ball these two blokes, but I might probably think that the ball should be given to Ayan Khan, because I think the angle might probably help. but one does not know. As I said, these are two real powerful batsmen at the crease. And we are just beginning, and there's a huge crowd here at the Brampton cricket ground today, and they are just waiting. There is a lot of discussion going on because it's a matter. And as I'm talking to you now, I wouldn't know whether this is a right way to go. Iftikhar Ahmed has decided to give the ball to Amar Khalid, who has leaked 11 runs in 1 over, but he gets his second over. But definitely, I think the first ball that he has bowled is justified that Shane Rutherford gets only a single, and Andre Russell is on strike, as all eyes are on Andre Russell. And definitely, please keep an eye on the boundary. Please keep an eye on the crowd as well, because the ball could either go all the way to the boundary, or the ball might go into the crowd. Let's wait and watch as to what is the outcome of the second delivery, which is being bowled by Amar Khalid. Amar Khalid is the bowler. And I know, dear fans, that this is real cricket commentary from me. As said, I just want to take it to the conclusion today. I know this YouTube video is going to be probably 30 minutes video today, probably my longest video. And as I'm talking to you, what exactly I told has happened. This ball has sailed into the crowd at Brampton, and Amar Khalid has been sent into the terraces for a six. And Andre Russell has moved on to 11. The equation is brought down. It's just one scoring shot now, just a six required of the last four balls of this global T20 Canada finals, which is coming up. What an exciting game it has been. The match, you can't get a better conclusion than this to a T20 Canada, T20 global T20 finals happening in Canada. And that could be a big advertisement for international cricket. And definitely we are waiting. And now the equation has come. In the meanwhile, Amar Khalid has managed to keep things a bit quiet, I would say, as Russell gets a single. So Russell goes on to the non-strikers, and Shane Rutherford will be on strike now. And still, it is still a sort of a tantalizing thing, but it requires 5 runs in 3 balls. 5 runs required in 3 balls. Amar Khalid will be the bowler, and Amar Khalid will be bowling to Shane Rutherford. Shane Rutherford taps his bat at the crease, waits for the bowler, and in comes Amar Khalid, passes umpire, bowls to Shane Rutherford. Shane Rutherford manages to get a single, so that's a good job. He gets a single, only a single. But again, now the pressure is still there. There's still one boundary required of 2 balls, just 2 balls to go to really decide the winner of this global T20 Canada League title here at the Brampton Cricket Ground. And Amar Khalid has given 1 run to Rutherford. Rutherford has done a great job here. He's not out on 38 of 29, 2 fours and 2 sixes. I think the onus will be on Andre Russell. And for Andre Russell, a man like Andre Russell, I really wouldn't be surprised if the winning hit is coming in this particular ball, the penultimate ball of the innings. We just have to see whether this penultimate ball is either going to disappear for a 4 or a 6. Or probably, this is interesting. It's really coming down to the wire, as Amar Khalid's delivery to Russell has yielded just 2 runs, and the score moves on to 129. So there's 1 run to equal the score of Surrey Jaguars of 130, and there's 1 more run, 1 additional run will take them over the line. They'll take them to the title, the global T20 Canada title. Who is going to win this? Now, it's Andre Russell on strike. Amar Khalid is the bowler. Tigers require 2 runs in 1 ball to proclaim themselves victors, and it is going to be very interesting. Everyone waiting with bated breath. What else do you need? You can't ask for much better excitement than this. And this is all over. Montreal Tigers are the new champions of the global T20 Canada title, as Amar Khalid has been put into the crowd by Andre Russell for a huge 6. And it's all over. And that ends my Cricket Happening show with the news that Montreal Tigers are the 2023 Global T20 Canada champions, and congratulations to them, and my commiserations to Surrey Jaguars. And also, just giving you a very, very synopsis here of Sheffield Rutherford 38 not out of 29, 3 fours, 2 sixes. Andre Russell 20 of 6 balls, 1 4 and 2 sixes. But definitely, I have to say that Surrey Jaguars really made Montreal Tigers fight until the last ball to get this victory. Well done, Montreal Tigers, and congratulations once again. That ends my Cricket Happening show. Thank you.